Dear listener, ClockTower is intended for mature audiences and might be inappropriate or possibly triggering to some. Many of the themes and events in ClockTower are inspired by weird fiction as well as similar concepts, which means the show can get dark.
If that isn't something you enjoy, please listen at your own discretion. We here at the ClockTower care about you, so please put your mental health first. Our show will be here when you're ready.
Welcome to another episode of ClockTower, a D&D 5e experience. For those of you familiar with 5th edition, please keep in mind that all of our players are playing a custom class called the ClockTower Agent. We also play with a lot of house rules in our games that we as a group collectively enjoy. We explain these rules as they come up, so if you're just joining us, you may need to listen to previous episodes to clear up any confusion. I hope you enjoyed I hope you enjoyed this episode, and welcome to the ClockTower. The ClockTower is usually filled with an atmosphere of quiet, an almost ominous air that hangs around the entire room. Whether it be predicting your next mission or thinking about the consequences of a previous one, most of the time, this room, as one of the only constants that you guys have, is almost made more unsettling by how familiar and unchanging it is. With the exception of the trophies on the wall, this place is always the same. And though outwardly, all of you look the same, for the most part, looking at each other while sitting on the couches as you have that moment of wondering who speaks first. The tense moment before a serious conversation that you know is about to happen, but you don't know how it's going to go. It worries some of you because, in some ways, the four of you only have each other.
I just want to know why. Why lie to me? I trust all of y'all. I would do anything for all of y'all, but I don't understand why you have to keep this from me. Why I had to find out the hard way, my way. I just want answers.
What do you know, Sam? That'll make this easier.
Not a lot, and that's what's bothering me. All I know is that you have been ignoring me and running from me and lying to my face, and I just want to know why.
Something happened in Durann that you're not gonna like hearing, but we need to get things out in the open.
Okay, I mean, that's a start, at least. I know I'm sorry about Durann. I know I was gone for the mission and you probably had to do something really tough without me, and I wish I could have been there.
It's not your fault, Sam. Whatever you get from this conversation, know that
I came back.
None of this is your fault.
Just like any mission.
We got you back.
What?
The snake took you from us, and we got you back.
Yeah, you fought the snake. I know.
No.
We came back here and you weren't with us.
What?
We came back to this couch when you fell. And you weren't here. The snake took you from us. So we made a trade.
Oh.
We wouldn't have been able to get you back without a sacrifice.
Because we didn't know if we hurt or killed the snake, if it would hurt or kill you.
Forever. For real.
But why does my life have to be some equivalent to someone else's?
Because you're family. And we were going to do anything to get you back.
The snake wanted knowledge.
So we gave it knowledge.
A coin. And Lily was the thing we had to sacrifice. It was a bigger sacrifice than I thought we had to make.
Lily's gone. Sam.
And we couldn't tell you because I couldn't tell you because of the pain it caused me, and you're the best of us. I couldn't imagine the pain that it would cause you to know.
Stop. No. Lily's not.
What?
When I broke, I guess is the phrase, I think I broke. I woke up underwater. It was the things in there. I got out. I found the beach full of the dead, engulfed in sand and continuously spewing it over and over. And then I found a tree. And at that tree, alone, in a wasteland of nothing, was Lily.
How is that possible?
I don't know. But they've been stuck there for however long it's been. They've tried to find ways out, and they can't.
How do we help?
Let me finish. Lily knows what we did. Whatever the thing we give the coins to has been the only thing Lily's been able to talk to. Or be influenced by, I don't know. And as you've all noticed, it doesn't like us. And Lily...
I wouldn't like us either.
Exactly. I was able to talk to them, but they were obviously worried seeing me. I was able to get some sort of... what's the word? Some sort of even common ground. And I left them my coat and hat. And apparently they stayed, so that's good. But all I know, after giving up one of my coins, is that we have to go through a door. I don't know what it means, but it's a clue. Apparently we have to go through the door and find Lily, and we can get them out, or save them somehow. But whatever that thing that is in Lily and Lawrence and all of them, whatever it is not going to be happy with me. It wants Lily to hate us, just like it does. And I don't know why.
It's good to hear that apparently Lily is still out there. That makes things simpler.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know what death is like, but it might be better than being alone like that.
It doesn't feel like anything. You just wake up somewhere else. No time, no nothing. This is all your decision? You just threw them away.
We thought we were gonna get them back. We got everyone else back. We got you back.
It wasn't a joyful decision. It wasn't like we reveled in it, but it was the only thing it seemed like we could do to get you back. Some of us thought that we would make the trade and get you back, and then fight the snake and save Lily or whomever the snake took, but as soon as we got you back, we were here.
I am back, and they're gone, so let's fix this. Because I may not believe that a soul can just be traded over for less than one, but I know for damn sure that 4 parts of a soul can fix one and bring it back to where it belongs.
You said there was a door, Yeager?
That was what the entity said when they gave up the coin. It was angry, but apparently through the door is the answer to finding a way to save Lily.
Did it say where that door was?
No. It didn't want to give me the answer. I forced it, which is its own problem now. I'm probably going to try to avoid being near it when we have to ask any other questions if we do.
Yeah,
but
you and me both.
Yeah. There's some door that we are not seeing or not finding, and that door is the one we need. Apparently we'll know it when we see it.
Well, I assume it's in here and not one of the worlds.
Why would you assume that? The entity just said it was a door. It could be anywhere. Look in that hourglass. There's infinite universes and worlds. A door is not a helpful landmark. We could check here, but don't be surprised if it's not.
I go and search for a door.
Roll an investigation check.
I wish we were good at that.
I actually am pretty.
Why am I proficient in survival? Why do I need that?
Actually, all of you can roll an investigation check. Reagan can roll a history check, which ClockTower agents get advantage on.
Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking... Ellie! He did it again.
That's fine.
I'm sorry.
Heck yeah.
Let me roll as well.
What'd you get?
Wait, Rock, I need to just make sure.
I got a 10.
Okay, cool.
I got the 2.
As all of you search, you all look around the clock tower for a little bit, and that same tension is kind of hanging over the air still. Reagan, you go through the sort of library area and pull a couple of the books off of the shelf. Not sure why, but you're just looking anywhere you can. Yes?
How many bookcases are there?
A lot. Like more than 20.
Okay, well, I want to look through every single section of bookcases and to the back.
Okay. To describe the bookcases a little bit better, there are, on the lower level, 2 rows of bookcases that have 3 each. And then along the curved wall of the clock tower in the back behind those are basically a wall of bookcases that curve with the wall of the clock tower. The majority of the shelves are empty. When you go up to the second level, there is 1 row of bookshelves that is 4 wide. That's where the majority of the books you guys have collected, any book you've read, the tablet from your time on the space station, small like reading material, any pamphlets from the Gray City that you might have picked up and looked at, they're all on that bookshelf. And then there's another curved wall of bookshelves behind those 4. So there are a lot of bookshelves, but as you're investigating, you can't really find anything. The clock tower is pretty sparse in what it has behind it. However, as all of you are looking, you see Yeager look over to the wardrobe that is in between the library area and the mirror section, the mirror area. And Yeager, you see a door frame behind that wardrobe.
Guys, over here.
It's a wardrobe.
Behind the wardrobe, Rock.
Oh.
Here, help me move it.
Everybody roll a strength check, or somebody roll a strength check, have advantage for somebody helping them.
What is your guys' strength?
8.
8? Darby? 12. Sam?
8.
Darby, you have the highest strength out of all of us.
right.
Mine's a 10.
12.
Reagan is strong.
I do have athletics.
That is true.
Reagan did fail to do this the last time he tried to do it.
19.
With a little bit of help, Reagan gets it this time.
It was perfect.
So Reagan, Rock,
I'm more
Sam,
determined.
and Yeager, you guys all like put your hands on the wardrobe and pull. The wardrobe is way heavier than it has any business to be. So much so that you can see it helping to dig those grooves in the floor that are right in front of it even deeper. And as you pull it away from the wall, you see that there is, in fact, a door in the clock tower. It is a single door, and it's a dark weathered wood. And on it, in deep grooves, as if someone has meticulously carved each line in with what might be a fingernail, you assume, due to the dark red color in the recesses of the grooves, is a message. And that message reads, in scratched letters, "You must never open this door."
All right, so I guess this isn't the door.
I think it's exactly the door.
It says not to go in.
Yeah, that's. I assume any door that leads to saving someone from purgatory would be the door that says not to go in.
I mean, I guess, but it still says not to.
The entity obviously doesn't want us to go in here.
Clock tower doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know why the entity would be in the clock tower.
Well, whatever it is, this is our way forward. To fit saving Lily, at least. I mean, it's a door. We just open it and walk in. Whatever's on the other side, we deal together.
Agreed. I will say, open it and see what's like in front of you, because I opened a door last time and I just kind of fell.
What?
Right.
We were with the horologist and I opened a door and I thought there was going to be like floor, but instead I just kind of fell into an abyss.
Yeager, how did you get back? Unless one of y'all did it.
Well, I was talking to Lily, and then I passed them my watch, and I was sitting on the couch.
You gave Lily your pocket watch?
Well, Lily, the thing, I don't know which of them it was at the time, but...
What did the horologist tell us to do with our pocket watches?
There is a loud slam from the other side of the door, as if something on the inside wants desperately to get out.
Yeah, there's writing on that door for a reason, guys. It says, don't open this door. I think that's a good indication. I think that kind of...
I imagine while Rock is saying this, they're taking a few steps back away from the door.
Guys, I think I'm right this time. I think it's no-go.
Reagan stares at the door and says, "When would it have been easy?"
Rock pulls out their sword, holding it with two hands, and in a steamed, almost knight-like position, takes a deep breath and goes, "Ready when you are."
Sam kind of steps out from behind Reagan and pulls out the rod. He goes, "Well, I have to fix this, and I trust you all to do it."
Yeager cocks the lever of his rifle, looks over at Reagan, nods, and just says, "We're coming, Lily."
Reagan opens the door.
Immediately as you open the door, you feel a sense of old air rushing into the clock tower from that door. It's almost like a backdraft of ill omens. A low-hanging fog spills out among all of your ankles, and when it gets past you, it dissipates into the rest of the clock tower. Beyond the door, you don't see anything. Well, nothing of note. The room itself is an old, almost attic-like room. It's large enough for all of you to go inside and have plenty of room to move around, but as you look in it, it just looks like an attic with a low-hanging fog, devoid of any objects or storage like one might have in an attic. Just rafters covered in dust and cobwebs. And yet, despite what you see, you feel like there are people in there. Like there's one or maybe more people watching you. And it's made worse by the fact that you can't see anything. Like being in a room alone at night with the lights off and seeing a shape that you just can't make out but you're sure is a person.
Hello?
Your voice echoes
Hello?
into the room, and it returns louder than an echo should,
Hello?
but it's your voice.
Rock takes a couple steps forward, getting closer to the group than they once were before. Is there anyone in there?
You hear a low howling sound, maybe a moaning, like wind blowing through the woods on a cold night.
I'm gonna summon my dancing light cantrip. Send one of the balls of light just gently bobbing into the room.
As the light goes into the room, the fog jumps up and swallows the light as if it was a living creature. And the light goes away, almost violently so.
Well, at least that answers that question.
If we go in as a group, person on each side, to watch every viewpoint that there can be. No one leaves each other's sight. I think we'll be okay. Sight withstanding.
We should hold on to each other in some way. A piece of clothing, pocket watch, anything. Just make sure not to let go of that person.
Speaking of watches, keep yours close. It's what keeps us here, together. So, don't lose it. keep an eye out.
Rock takes a deep breath and goes, all right. Oh, I hate this. Still holding 2 hands. Somebody grab onto me.
Yeager's gonna put the muzzle of his rifle over Rock's shoulder, almost using him as like a point of firing from. Grabs the back of Rock's coat, looks at the others.
I push Sam forward.
Whoa. I had a thing I was gonna say, and all right. Fine.
Sorry.
Sam like knocks Reagan semi off of them. Don't touch me. And kind of grabs on to the small of Reagan's jacket. We can do it this way, because I might be scared, but I trust all of you to fix this and be with me through it. So let's go. You don't have to throw me through.
I'm not losing you again.
Sam kind of stops and her face drops. Thanks. I don't ever want to lose you either. Any of you.
We should learn that they don't like to be touched, though, because I've had to learn that the hard way. So
It's not even a touching thing. It's just I don't like people randomly picking me up or grabbing me. I think that's most people.
yeah, that is a good point. They do raise a good point.
Unless it's an emergency, no one pick up Sam out of nowhere.
We all agree on this?
I mean, in all fairness, it has always been emergencies.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember one time where you just put them on your shoulders because it was cute.
I'm fine. Other than that, no.
I'd like to think the whole group has a tiny chuckle during this very serious moment.
As all of you look at each other, there is a distinct warmth and a connection between all of you that hasn't really been this solid in a while. As you stare into what can only be described as a vague, ominous terror.
All right, everyone on me. And I'm going to start slowly walking through, making sure that everybody is daisy-chained behind me.
And as you all enter the room, the fog wraps itself around your ankles, and you're all blind and deaf. You can't hear or see anything, as if by the spell, blindness and deafness, but it's not a magical effect. Well, it's not a magic that Dispel Magic could take care of, I should say. And in a matter of moments, all of you are killed, violently and brutally, and you wake up on the couch in the clock tower. Except this time the wardrobe's still moved and the door is still open, and you feel like whatever is in that door is still looking at you, almost daring you to come in again.
Rock is immediately on the couch with their hands on their knees, just going, kind of cracking their neck in 2 different spots, going, that was a bad one. That was a really bad one.
My knee should not have bent that way.
You too? How are you two doing? Rock looks over at Reagan and Sam as Yeager and Rock nonchalantly talk about being brutally murdered.
Sam is sort of spaced out for a second, and then it kind of comes to just pulling out weird arcane symbols, like drawing them in the air, muttering to themselves. There must be a way through. There has to be a way through.
So, question. What direction did the attack come from?
All.
Damn it, I knew it.
Specifically 4 directions.
Yeah, the one downside of having the alert feat, I know I can't be surprised, but it still hurts. All right. Did anyone get an idea of what happened?
We walked, I twisted, and we were here. I don't want to be that person, but there was an inscription on the door.
I told you so.
Rock kind of does this thing with their hand with and then they realize the seriousness of the situation again. They go, I'm sorry. And their head kind of lowers down.
Yeager punches Rock on the shoulder.
Yeah, I deserve that.
You take a single point of damage that is immediately healed by the couch.
So, if we can't just walk in, and if my light just got eaten immediately, how do we do this?
We could try running. Pretty sure it won't work.
Death, but faster.
I mean, not the worst way to die.
Rock doesn't laugh as loud as I do because they're still trying to, like, they still feel bad, so they just go.
Reagan squints as it wasn't a joke.
Rock looks like a very nervous child when they get their hand caught in a cookie jar. Just.
What if we do run, but I make just more things for it to attack?
Maybe?
Question for the DM. You said 4 directions.
Mhm.
Is that forward, backward, side to side, or is that up, down?
Forward, backward, side to side. Like from in front of you, from behind you, from your left and from your right. There was a lot of shooting and a lot of stabbing.
But it wasn't above us.
No. You specifically, Reagan, felt like something really big just chopped you right in half.
Oh, love that. Gonna suggest some way to float across without being in the fog.
I can make you think that you're floating.
I don't know if that's gonna help. Thank you.
The illusion of might does not create might, I don't think is the phrase I'm thinking of. I'm not sure where I learned it from, though.
I don't think any of us, out of character, I don't think any of us have the ability to hover or fly. Like, I could try to, like, stand on my sword for a half a second. It's the best I got.
I mean, if my recoil is really strong on my gun, I can just...
Fun fact, not how physics work.
Not at all.
I've got a weird suggestion.
You know, you want to say it in character or out of character?
That's a good question.
Most conversations should be held in character.
Great. So, I mean, Parker suggested standing on his sword. Rock,
Yeah.
do you think we could leverage your sword on the wardrobe so that you could go in and see if above the fog?
Makes a difference. I think that might work. If we can tip the wardrobe on its side, right?
Wait. Are you asking me to, like, stand on the wardrobe? Or I'm a little... What do you mean?
I mean, we tip the wardrobe over, right?
Okay.
And then we put your sword on top of the wardrobe,
Okay.
and then one of us, or multiple of us,
Holds it.
yeah, or stands on it, and then you can stand on the edge of the sword above the fog.
You know, I've never really tried that.
Sword surfing.
I...
That's our plan. Sword surfing. I mean, pushing the wardrobe in there makes sense, I suppose, if we're going to try to stay above the fog.
Look,
but
I'll even be honest. That
I will
death
say the
was-
wardrobe is way too big to fit through that door.
damn it.
I'll be honest. That death was, like, really painful. Like, I've been through some painful deaths, but that's like a I don't want to do that again if I don't have to type pain.
Then I'll do it. I'll stand above the sword.
Yeager sprints into the darkness.
Yeager!
In the darkness, you're immediately blind and deaf. However, you do feel something knock your feet out from underneath you, and then you feel like you get shot a whole bunch of times. And then you wake up on the couch, and all you see Yeager wake up on the couch.
Do we see them die?
It's kind of like you all like go like look over like Yeager, and when you look back, Yeager's just on the couch like, okay.
What did that solve? What did that do?
I didn't get cut that time. Nothing cut me. I was just shot.
Do you think it only deals damage that we deal?
I mean, then how would I...
Ow. And Yeager lays down on the couch.
It feels like we're missing something. It feels like we don't have what we need to get through this.
Sam, I think you should go in.
What?
I'll try my plan. I'll just make as many illusions as possible and I'll walk through. And if I don't, then I'll just wake up and it's fine. Sam starts walking towards the door.
I wouldn't.
Do you go in?
I spent a good amount of time creating minor illusions, dancing lights, silent images, and just gonna throw a fairy fire in there for good measure.
All right.
I walk in with all of my illusions, all going different directions.
As you walk in, you are immediately blind and deaf, and you feel like small beams of hot fire pierce through you all over the place, and then you wake up on the couch.
All right.
What happened to you?
How did you feel?
You know when you've been out in the sun for too long?
You got sunburned?
Yeah, Rock. I got sunburned. That's why I'm back on the couch.
It could have been a very bad sunburn.
It was.
Oh, that makes sense. I will repeat my previous statement. It feels like we are missing something. Yeager got shot. I got cut. Sam got sunburned.
What if we throw our weapons away?
I was gonna say the same thing.
Look, it's my turn. Rock puts their sword on the ground and sprints in.
All right. You feel yourself, because you, again, as soon as you enter, are blind and deaf. You feel yourself get clotheslined, and then something beats you to death.
Yep, it doesn't do anything. I just... Oh, my neck.
Did you get cut in half?
No, I got clotheslined. I got beat to death.
Wait, like they hit you with a lariat?
Do you remember the skeletons?
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't remind me of the skeletons. I still have nightmares about the skeletons.
I got my...
Oh.
I actually got beat to death by skeletons, all right? It wasn't fun for me either. But that's what happened. I think that whatever you go in there with...
You're blind and deaf, but you can feel... You're pretty sure it was just one person who beat the shit out of you.
I don't mention that.
Wow.
Okay, noted.
I think no matter... We go in, I can't see, I can't hear, and we die. I got cut, I got beat by multiple people, right? I got ganged up on.
The scientific method is fucked.
So it does deal the damage that we could deal.
Yeah.
Right. So if you go sans weapons, it just uses what we would use if we didn't have our weapons.
Yeah.
I don't think we can get rid of, like, our limbs.
I mean, we could try.
You know,
Stares at Rock like
Okay.
it was a proposition.
Okay, wait, no, stop. Guys.
Rock, once again, hand caught in the cookie jar, head down.
Thought we don't need to get on this whole blaming each other things for stuff we don't know how to work. We might need to do a few missions for the tower before we go through. If we are good enough, if we are strong enough, and we are fast enough, we can maybe possibly block the attacks before they can hit us, and then keep moving through.
that and more missions means more chances to ask questions.
I'm trying to avoid asking questions anymore.
Well, y'all might have biases, but so far they don't hate me. At least as much as the rest of you.
I mean, how could they?
So that's what we're doing? More missions?
And whenever we come back, we can try again. Take new knowledge, take new wisdom. Keep trying to force our way through.
I'm glad we have this to look forward to when we come back.
I mean, it can't stop us forever. Nothing does.
Rock slightly nods, picks their sword back up, puts it back where it belongs, and goes, "Shall I do the honors?"
Well, it's kind of what we do now. Might as well have Rock do it. It's the normal process at this point.
Rock gets up, walks towards the clock face, and as they're just about to touch it, they look back and they go, "Can we close the door though? Like, there's a lot of fog. I feel like we would be better if it wasn't open all the time. We can still go back in, but can you just can we close it? Is that something we can do?"
Sure. Sam walks over to the door, reaches in very quickly, grabs the door handle, and shuts the door.
The door shuts.
But don't look at me. If the wardrobe is back in front of it, I am not helping move it again.
It's fine. Reagan did a great
You
job.
hear a creaking as the door opens behind you.
Oh, that's creepy. I don't like that. No, I'm good.
Rock, with their head hanged low, not even looking up, just touches the clock face.
Sam, you're startled because on top of the usual ticking from the clock tower itself and all of your pocket watches, there is a loud slam behind you as the door shuts violently.
Sam jumps.
And then the mirror lights up. A new portal open to a new world. Ellie again. Thank you for listening. As always, I'd like to thank our producer, Who's, at who's.music, and our Dead Air team for making the episodes what they are. I would also like to thank our sponsor, Alpha Lupine Images, for donating the equipment to help us make more content with better quality. Thank you to Darbii, Cal, Parker, and Trent for their great performances as always. Thanks again for listening. As always, we release on a bi-weekly basis, so episode 26 will be out on Friday, June 11th. Until then, time's ticking. See you in the clock tower.